Okay, so picking up on the notes where we stopped yesterday. So another corollary that we have is called the equiangular triangle corollary. This one's pretty simple. An equiangular triangle, all the angles are the same measure, right? What do the angles add up to? 180. How many angles are there? Three. How many times does 3 go into 180? 60. All the angles have got to be 60. Yeah, that's a pretty easy thing. Honestly, it doesn't come up a whole lot. Every now and then it will. And actually, it'll come up more right at the very tail end of this semester. We'll use this fact to help us find some other things. Okay? It's not meant to.
We'll use this to help us find something else.
Dun, dun, dun. All right. So this next part.
Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast?
So all the little blue-haired ladies in Florida who listen to my, who watch my lessons on YouTube, could listen to that.
You have a good podcast voice.
Thanks.
You have a good podcast voice.
All right. So
Like the meditation app voices.
now the angles of a triangle are also called the interior angles of a triangle because they're inside the triangle. Make sense?
That's pretty
Makes
simple.
sense.
Okay. So we can also talk about an exterior angle for a triangle. All you have to do to make an exterior angle is take one of the sides of the triangle and make it longer. So if I took this side, for example, and did like this angle out here would be an exterior angle. Yes.
If you added another line, would it become an interior angle?
If you added another line, you're going to have to be more specific.
From the arrow to the arrow.
From this to here?
Yeah. Why?
No, that's nothing.
It's still exterior?
It's nothing.
Could you make a line coming out of two?
Okay. If you extend one of the sides, you get an exterior angle. We're stopping there.
Whoa, that was like a record thing.
Sound effects are optional.
Yeah.
All right. So in this diagram, 1, 2, and 3 are all interior angles. Normally, we don't bother to say interior. We just say the angles of the triangle. Okay? So then 4 and 5 are both exterior angles. Okay? So we've got interior angles, we've got exterior angles. Now, what kind of angles are 3 and 5?
A linear pair.
A linear pair. And 2 and 4? Linear pair. Linear pairs are always one word,
Supplementary.
supplementary. And linear pairs are a special type of angles that are right next to each other, which are called,
Corresponding.
oh gosh, corresponding. No. No, when two angles are right next to each other.
Adjacent.
Adjacent, exactly right.
I want to go to be learned that.
Okay. So these angles are adjacent. 2 and 4 are also adjacent because they're right next to each other, right? Now, is 5 right next to angle 1 and angle 2? No.
Put it in the grand
It's
scheme of
relatively
things.
speaking, a long way away from this compared to how close angle 3 is to it.
No.
Okay? We call those the remote interior angles for angle 5. 1 and 2 are its remote interior angles. Now, what does remote mean?
Far away.
Remote means far away. Exactly right. When you use a remote for your TV or something, you're controlling it from a long way away.
That's why it's called a remote?
Yes.
There's no way.
So we're not having a TV debate.
Yeah. That is, it's, originally they were called remote controls because it allowed you to control the TV from a remote location. Once upon a time, you had to get your lazy butt off the couch and go over and change the channel by hand.
How long ago was that?
When I was a
When
kid,
there was no color around.
probably until remote controls probably became pretty prevalent in the mid 80s.
Really?
Yeah, it hasn't been that long ago.
I thought it would be longer ago.
Yeah, further back in time. maybe early 80s, late 70s. But I mean, the TV sets we had when I was a kid, which would have been, from I was born in '62, so between there and the time I graduated from high school, which would have been 1980, I don't remember us ever having one that had a remote. Anyway, here's a cool thing. So, Sam wants you to estimate how big you think angle 1 is. It doesn't matter if you're right or not, just estimate. 50? Okay. And then, Jake, give me how big you think angle 2 is approximately.
91.
91. Okay. Now, if I know those two angles, can I find angle 3?
Yeah.
Sure. How do I do it?
Add them together and then subtract them from 180.
So add these two together, which is 141. Subtract that from 180. And that's what, 39?
Yeah.
Now, once I know angle 3, can I find angle 5?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, how do I find angle 5?
Subtract that from 180.
Subtract the 39 from 180.
And then you can find 4.
Wait,
Right?
wait, wait, wait.
Oh. Oh my gosh. It's crazy.
Oh, that's cool.
We had the answer back at the first step.
How?
Well, what happened was we subtracted that number from 180 and then turned right around and took that new answer and subtracted it from 180, which got us back to where we were.
So if we find one, we have the other. But if we get it wrong, we also got the other one wrong. Too.
Right. But let's face it, would it be easier to just add those two together and say that this is 141? Let's try that for angle 4. If we do that, that should be 50 plus 39. It's 89. Does that work?
No.
Yes, because 89 and 91 makes 180.
Ah.
That's crazy. But our 89, aren't angle 4 one? Is there like corresponding angles?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Are there like corresponding angles?
There's no parallel lines.
Yeah.
So there's corresponding angles, but just because you have, doesn't mean they're congruent unless the lines are parallel.
Are 1 and 3 4's remote angles?
1 and 3 are 4's remote interior angles. Yep. Okay. This would work for, and again, I just called on people and said, tell me what you think the angle is. Okay. It will always work that the exterior angle is equal to the sum of its two remote interiors, which is a lot faster, and you're not subtracting. Everybody's better at adding than they are at subtracting, right?
Yeah.
So that's the theorem we should have been using on last night's homework. The measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the measures of its remote interior angles. So let's do this example down here. Where is the exterior angle?
BCD.
BCD. Exactly right. So 5x minus 60 is going to be equal to the sum of the two remote interior angles.
2x plus 18.
Yep. I'll go ahead and write it as 2x plus 3 plus 15. But yes. So then that would be 5x minus 60 is equal to 2x plus 18. So 3x is what, 78? Dividing, we get x is 26.
That was easy. That's just algebra.
Yes, once you have the equation set up, it's all algebra. And now we just need to substitute back in to find the measure of angle B. So it's 2 times 26 plus 3. That's 52 plus 3. is 55 degrees.
Oh, we're done.
Okay, I do want to add one thing to this.
I like your addition.
You like my addition?
You said you wanted to add something. You sang a song.
Oh, want you to add this, the third angle corollary. Just do this on the back of that last page. I think it's blank, yes?
It's right there.
Yes.
Mine's a mountain though.
Well, sucks to be you.
No!
That's facts. It really does have to be hard.
The third angle corollary, we'll use this every now and then, not real often, but again, it's going to be helpful to something in the next unit. Dun dun dun. If two angles of one triangle are congruent to two angles of another triangle, then the third pair of angles are congruent.
I'm glad we don't all have to write these out.
Yeah, I used to make students write them out all the time.
All of this.
I think that would make you memorize them, but I feel like class would go a lot slower.
It did go slower, but it's also good practice for when you're in college where they're not going to hand you notes. You're going to have to decide what to write down.
I'm not doing more than I have to for math in college.
Okay. Do you have any idea what you're going to study?
Either law or pre-med.
Okay. And the diagram, please.
All of it?
No, just half of it.
Wait, like, do we have to put that?
Everything that's there on the screen where it says the third angle corollary down to the bottom. You'd think I was asking you to, I don't know, clean a dozen toilets or something.
Yeah, that's what this is like, Mr. Davis.
Oh. Makes sense. That makes perfect sense. It just
Oh.
lines up.
Because the triangles have to add up to 180.
Yeah, so if that's equal to, if you have two sides that we know are the same, then
Two
both
angles
sides,
mean-
my bad. And then we know that they're going to be the same too.
What is this?
Yeah, the angles in
What?
one triangle are equal to the angles in the other triangle.
The board.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I want to go to the eyes and replace them.
All right,
with ugly
So- let's take a look at this. Let's get rid of that. So we're going to practice finding angles. Make that a little bit smaller so I can get it all on there. And just to make it a little bit more challenging, we're going to do them in alphabetical order.
Oh my goodness. Mr. Davis.
So I want you to find angle A first. So can we use this little triangle over here?
Yeah?
Do we know any of the angles in that triangle? So that's totally non-helpful. What could we do though?
Ooh,
Right,
the
so-
big
Yes.
one.
What are the other two angles?
A 7140.
Yes,
So we just
use this triangle.
we take it out of 180, both the 40 and 71, and we have A.
Right,
So that's one of
I
so
know.
we'll do 40 plus 71 is 111 from 180 is 69 degrees.
That was not difficult at all.
Well, once you see that big triangle,
Mm-hmm.
angle B is old stuff
Because it's a linear pair.
with the 133. So it's just 180 minus 133 is what, 47 degrees?
Yes. Sam, why do you say this?
I didn't say it weird. You're just such a judgmental.
And now we can get C.
And there's a fast way to find angle C and a slower way. Let's do it the fast way.
Well, is the fast way adding 69 and 47 together?
And that's it.
Oh yeah.
C is an exterior angle to that triangle.
I was gonna keep on going.
I knew you were. That's why I cut you off. So it's 116. So angle C is 116. What about D? There's a fast way to find angle D and a slow way to find angle D.
Ooh. 133 and 40? Or no?
No.
The other
40?
angle
Find the
beside
supplement.
140 would be 40.
Oh, no, faster than that.
Find the supplement of
One operation.
140
Yes.
minus 47?
Yes. Very good.
What?
Here's a triangle, right?
Yeah.
I've extended one side, so I've made an exterior angle.
Ah. Good job, Superman.
So 140 has to be equal to D plus 47. So if I just take 140 minus 47, it's 93 degrees.
I would not have gotten it.
I wish the homework was like this.
Yeah,
I
our
would
homework's
enjoy
not like this.
that.
This is fun. Like 5 questions?
There are some like this.
Nice.
I wish the whole thing was like this. Like this is it. For the whole
Can
thing.
this be our homework for tonight?
No, you have another homework assignment for
Is it
tonight.
the book?
I think it's a worksheet.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, so E is the only one on here where we have to find some other stuff first.
We know that B and whatever the left corner of the E triangle is are vertical angles, so they're congruent.
So say what now?
The left corner of the E triangle will
You-
be
right here?
47. Yeah,
Oh, so this is going to be 47?
because they're vertical angles.
Okay. Yes?
Do we need to find the right corner of E?
Yeah, it'd probably be helpful, unless we could do this big triangle, but I don't see that happening very quickly. Go ahead.
We could do 93 minus 40.
Oh, be careful. No.
You can?
No, because this is not an exterior angle for this triangle. Everybody look here.
Oh,
The
okay.
exterior angle is right here, or right here. I could go ahead and
You
say,
can say 93 right there.
pardon? 93 here?
'Cause
Yep.
And then 93 plus 40 is, 93 minus 40?
93 plus 40 is 133, so this angle right here is 133.
And then 180 minus 133 is
47?
So that's,
Oh, hey, look, those two are the same.
so it's 47. Oh, no,
So angle E, we have two ways to find it. You can find it in one step, or you can find it in 2 steps. See if you can figure out how to find it in 1 step.
With my brain.
Pardon? It's going to be exterior angles.
133 and 93?
Do what?
133 minus 47.
Yes. Here's a triangle. Here's the exterior angle. The exterior angle is equal to the sum of the 2 remote interiors. So I take 133 minus 47. What is that, 86?
Yes.
Thank you. All right,
Oh my goodness.
let's try another one that's a little uglier.
This is a weird shape. Oh, this
It looks like the Jewish star.
How many triangles are in
That's
this?
the first one.
A lot.
Oh yeah, you're
R11, if you were wondering.
So let's see what we can do here. We can find angle M in one step. How can you find angle M in just one step?
112 minus 60.
No.
That's not right. That's not right.
90 minus 60?
180.
Pardon?
90 minus 60?
Yes, because this is a right triangle. The two acute angles have to add up to 90. So 90 minus 60 tells me that angle M is 30.
I didn't know that.
I was there.
That was the last thing we did in class yesterday. In a right triangle, the two acute angles are always going to add up to 90. Because the right angle is 90, take that from the 180 that the angles all have to add up, and that leaves 90 for the other two. Okay?
Oh,
All right. Angle N, we can find it almost as fast.
112 is N because.
No, N is not 112.
No.
90 minus 40? Wait, no.
It's 50,
It's 50 and it's a vertical angle.
and then it's vertical angles, so that's 50. And when you get to P, it's like, okay, I have this triangle, I don't have anything in it. That, go ahead.
That's on me.
Can we do 2 steps?
It's going to take multiple steps to find P.
Can we find its vertical angle?
Its vertical angle? How are you going to find this vertical angle?
180 minus 112. Oh, never mind. That's the wrong angle. Sorry. I take it back.
Well, how about I do this vertical angle is 30.
And then we find the vertical angle to 112.
How about I do this way faster?
112 minus
112 minus 30. The exterior angle is equal to the sum of its two remote interiors.
Is that 82?
I'll never pick up
So 112 minus 30 is 82. So P is 82.
I would have taken way longer to do that.
And that's okay, but if you can start seeing exterior angles, which is a little hard to do at first, a lot of these become faster. All right, so now for Q, I would probably go, okay, well, this is vertical. 82 and 70 makes 152. So I actually do it this way. I go, oh, well, then that angle's 152.
You can take it out of the
Pardon?
and you can subtract it.
Subtract from 180, and that gives you the Q is what, 28? So P was 82. Q is 28. R is all the way over here. Yeah, I don't have much on that side, do I? And there will be times when you can't do it alphabetically. Don't get too tied up in that. Find what you can.
Can we do? Never mind. Sorry.
I can find angle S in one step right now.
70 vertical angle.
No.
No, 70 is up here.
Whoops. I'm not seeing me trying. Oh, could you? Never mind.
Is it going to have to be an exterior angle? Do we find
S
it
is an exterior angle
to you?
to this big triangle.
Oh.
Oh my lord.
So we have 50, we have 28, and then we have S is the exterior for them. So we
Correct.
add them?
Yeah.
Is it 78?
It is.
Yeah.
Triangles are good.
That's what I'm talking about. And now we can do R?
We're going to have to work to get to R. See, if that's 78, then you can either do this one's 78 or this is 102. Subtracting 70 from 102 leaves you that this angle is 32 because that's an exterior angle.
And that's the vertical angle for R.
That's the vertical angle for R, so that's 32.
We can do T now.
Okay, how do you want to do T? You can find t in 2 steps. Here, real quick, let me show you. Look at this big triangle. 30 plus 32 is 62.
From 180, that's something 18.
112. 118, sorry, my fault.
Yeah, that's what I'm
All right,
talking about.
let me give you your worksheet before you go.
Mine just can't see
These
drawing.
make me wanna
I
cry.
work through- Like I'm trying, but I just can't see the
I saw it.
My grade is more things. Also, Sam, I can't look at the bigger picture.
Just do it.
Oh, thanks, Harry. I hope so much. I'm just gonna.
I have the most inspirational.
If you want to stay and get your tests, you may, but I understand if you need to go.
No, I'd like to stay. Sam, or that's not in my face. You can show this friend that I'm going to
I'm sorry.
to get my shoes. It's like
She would.
It is a little busy in here.
a little.
What happened?
Just tell her anyways.
I
Also,
tried
will
to
you tell this friend that I'm going to the car to get my shoes? Can you tell this friend that I'm going to the car to get my shoes?
Okay.
Thanks.
If you want your test, great. If you want to wait till Monday, I understand.
I'll just wait till Monday.
Are you not going to look at it? Probably bad.
I got a 90. Alright. I need that. You got ahead.
Do you want yours?
I know I'm good.
You gonna wait till Monday?
Yeah. I go back.
Keep it.
Wait, Mr. Davis. What did I do wrong?
Oh, so you don't have any parallel lines, so you can't use the same side exterior angles theorem. Yeah, that's fine.
Wait, so I would
So you can't do this.
so how did you do it?
Oh, what I did was I did 7 and 10 are congruent because they're vertical angles. And then I substituted that into here, and now that I've got those same side interior angles are supplementary, the lines are parallel. Yeah,
And the bonus was completely
the
off.
bonus is hard.
The bonus. Oh, you're welcome. Did you see it in my locker?
No, Miss.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I thought it.
I dropped off. Okay, what? I was curious.
You need to move out of my way, Jill.